That annoying friend we all have. Video by Raodi. So, the annoying friend we all have. I think I'm the annoying friend we all have, personally. I don't know, though. But, let's see.
A couple of days ago, I was sleeping over at my buddy Kenny's
One sec.
house. We were up watching South Park, and around 1 a.m. his phone rings. He sighs, turns to me, and says, "Watch this be spam," before he picks up. A super deep voice speaks. "Kenny, put Vincent on the phone. The party is over. I'm coming to Waco right now." Immediately, Kenny's face completely switches up. This definitely wasn't spam. I was super confused, and you probably are also. Basically, Kenny's friend Vincent had driven all the way to Baylor, which was in Waco, 2 hours away to meet a girl, and he forgot to turn his location off. So his dad knew he snuck out and was driving to his son's location, furiously calling all of his friends, thinking there was a massive party in Waco. Although if he knew the truth that his son snuck out and drove 2 hours just for some play, he might have been even more mad. "Kenny, is Vincent with you? I want to speak to him." Kenny obviously wasn't in Waco with Vincent, but he had to cover for his friend. Vincent was just here. He left like 20 minutes ago. At this point, I started to put two and two together and realized what was going on, and even though I didn't even know the guy, I started to get nervous for Vincent. "Listen, I don't want you hanging out with my son anymore, okay?
Dang.
He's a..."
Pops is tripping. I don't know how bro is. I don't know if he said it. I didn't hear it. But how can you just... I don't know. Like, that's... I feel like that's doing too much.
Bad kid and a bad influence. Hanging out with my son anymore, okay? He's a bad kid and a bad influence.
What?
Straight up.
He's saying that his son is a bad kid and a bad influence, and he's warning the friend not to hang out because of that? How are you going to parent the friend and not your son? That's weird.
Vincent's dad started flaming him on the phone. At this point, I was trying not to laugh because I've never heard a parent blatantly roast their own child to their friends. He hangs up and Kenny immediately tries to call...
Trust me, that happens in foreign households a lot. Your parent sometimes be your biggest op. They will be flaming you in front of your friends, bro. Like it's normal. You feel me? Like it's just a regular tool. They have no problem. I mean, they do it all the time. To them, it's nothing, bro. Trust me, bro. Foreign parents, bro, they will flame you in front of your friends like it's nobody's business. You know, like they do not care. They have no qualms about doing that. They will criticize your every being. You know what I'm saying? They will criticize your every being. They will call out your every flaw. They do not care. So, I've seen it happen a lot. It's happened to me, a couple times. It's not uncommon. You feel me? So, it's not. Vincent, if I had to guess, he's a foreign... He's probably comes from an immigrant family. So, yeah, this is common behavior from his dad for sure.
Vincent, who, of course, doesn't pick up. Kenny then gets on a group call with all of his friends from that friend group, and they desperately try to get a hold of Vincent, who's completely MIA, and I'm just sitting there eating my popcorn, watching this free entertainment. Eventually, though, after like 20 minutes, Vincent finally joins the call, and Mans is completely baked. Apparently, he had taken some brownies with this girl he was hanging with, but once he got word that his dad was on the way to his location to presumably Jackie Chan his ass, he had the brilliant idea to drive back home. 2 hours away, baked, while his dad already knows where he is. Kenny and his friends tell Vincent to pull over immediately, and after a couple minutes, finally he listens. That entire experience really got me thinking that some friends are just wild in public. And let's be honest, we've all been that friend at some point in our life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't do the N-word. Huh? I don't do the N-word.
Oh, I don't do it, dude, unless you do.
Like, did you guys ever create out-of-pocket terms to use among your friend group? In my unavoidable school experiences video, which by the way, thanks for 1 million views on that video. That got me
shout out to
hyped.
1
But
million
in that
views.
video, I talk about the Williams Challenge, which the idea that 1 million people have heard me talk about a guy giving another guy gluck gluck in a school bathroom stall is just, I mean, it's hilarious. Like, the fact that I've globalized the Williams Challenge might be the greatest accomplishment of my life.
Yeah, I've actually never heard that, so that shows how good of a job you. Now I'm just playing. Nah, but yeah, it'd be like that. You have your own terms, inside jokes, or whatever, amongst your friends or whatever. So that's kind of funny.
Tuned for the Williams Challenge merch. The reason Williams Challenge is so funny to me is because when I was in school, it just became a term among my friend group and really across the entire school district for anything freaky. If you were playing pickup basketball in PE and someone was posting up on you a little too closely, I can almost guarantee that one of your friends would point it out and be like, did someone say Williams Challenge? Honestly, let's bring back Williams Challenge as a term, okay? No more saying pause, no more saying ayo. Let's just point at people being freaky and be like, Williams Challenge.
Nah, it's not as funny, bro. It's not as funny.
But I think that having out-of-pocket terminology is just a part of growing up. Like, at my high school lunch table, we would have the wildest conversations you have ever heard. Weirdly enough, we would have a lot of hypotheticals involving the legendary basketball player Magic Johnson, but the hypotheticals wouldn't involve his basketball skills at all. Now, these would get very graphic, but wouldn't involve his basketball skills at all. Now, these would get very graphic, but it was also very deep and stimulating conversation. I'm sure Plato and Socrates would have similar discussions with their friends, but sometimes that itch to say something out of pocket just comes out instinctively. Like, a couple weeks ago, I was watching the movie It with this girl, and bro, here's a word of advice. If you're ever trying to break the touch barrier with a girl, put on a horror movie, because within the first 20 minutes, she's gonna be clutching your arm for dear life. But anyways, we're in her bedroom.
The method. That is the method, though, for real. You feel me? That is the method. One method. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of them out there. But that is one method, though.
Watching It, and I'm just gonna be real, I couldn't take this movie serious at all. I mean, Pennywise was hilarious. But to me, the funniest part of the movie was this girl right here.
I never watched it, so I don't even know. I never watched it.
Because she was
I'm not really into horror movies, funny enough.
Making jokes or doing anything dumb, but because I thought she looked just like Pennywise. Am I the only one who sees the resemblance? Anyways, every time she came on screen, I just couldn't help myself. I was like, look, it's Pennywise. Unfortunately, the girl I was with was not as amused, and she kept telling me to stop saying that, but the more annoyed she got, the funnier it was to me, and the more I wanted to say it. Yeah, we didn't finish the movie. You know, this girl's ex's friends almost tried to fight me. One time we were hanging out in her room, and we hear her roommate open the front door, and a man's voice starts speaking. All of a sudden, this girl's like, oh my god, be quiet, do not let him know that you're here. I'm confused. I ask her what's going on. She's like, that's my ex's best friend. He's gonna try to fight you if he knows that you're here. Now, when I heard that, every fiber of my being wanted to go out there and introduce myself to this guy. Like, I would never fight over a girl, but just the fact that this guy was so pressed that his friend's ex was hanging with a different guy is hilarious to me. Get better priorities, my dude. As much as I wanted to, I ended up not going out there because I knew that if this guy actually tried to fight me, it would cause a huge headache for the girl, and I wasn't trying to do all that to her, so I stayed where I was. I feel like being wild and doing stuff you're not supposed to is an instinct we all possess. Like, you ever do something devious just for the kicks of it? I'm sure that you've changed.
Being wild and doing stuff we're not supposed to is an instinct we all possess. Oh yeah, for sure. Bro, I did the craziest thing the other day at work, bro. I can't even say what I did because it's just that crazy. But I feel like sometimes life gets so boring that we just be like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes life gets so boring that we just be like, man, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you just do the craziest thing you can think of. You know, that's not a good place to be because you make some pretty stupid decisions, you know. But sometimes it just happens, you feel me? It's just the reality. And I think we all need to be a little bit more okay with that because The human brain is an interesting organ for sure. You know what I'm saying? It can cause you to make very questionable decisions. Ultimately, I think for the most part, if you are sane, they're kind of hilarious. Like, so, yeah, but it happens all the time, man. It happens all the time. Intrusive thoughts just be taking over, you feel me? Sometimes they win. Sometimes they just be winning. You know what I mean?
Changed your friend's desktop wallpaper when they went to the bathroom or stuck a note on their back. When I was 15, I would hoop with my friend at the local gym, and for whatever reason, he couldn't stop laughing. Like, he would always get a case of the giggles whenever we would play. And if you made eye contact with him whenever he took a shot, he would immediately start bursting out laughing and then miss the shot. It was the funniest yet also most confusing thing I had ever seen, and it got to the point where instead of playing defense, I would just stare at him to throw him off his game. Eventually, I got one of these devious ideas and I convinced him that they pump nitrous oxide into the gym to improve people's moods, and he was probably extra susceptible to it, which is why he kept laughing. And he was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. To this day, I have no clue why I told him that. It was completely made up and untrue.
Why did he believe that, though? That makes me question a lot about him, that he just believed that. Like,
his gene just took over, and I thought it was funny. Unfortunately, it takes over even when you don't want it to. When I was in 11th grade, I went to watch a school football game with some friends, and after the game, we went to Whataburger to grab dinner. The place was packed as it usually was on game night, and all was well. I was sitting there eating my fries, and then a young woman walked by me. Now, how should I say this? She was a person of considerable girth. She also happened to be wearing the tightest, most revealing shorts. Hey bro, you see something you don't like? My friend across from me asked me, and at that moment I realized that I had the biggest grimace on my face. I literally had no clue I was making that face. It just happened involuntarily, and I immediately switched back to my nonchalant impression. Also, shout out to Sinkei and all the boys repping from Japan. Appreciate y'all, and please follow me on Instagram.
Hey, follow bro on Instagram. You feel me? Follow him on Instagram. Shout out to bro. This was a entertaining video for sure. He makes good videos, bro. Shout out to him. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We all have that annoying friend, you know what I'm saying, that just does the craziest things. Like I said, I feel like I'm probably that friend, you know what I'm saying. If y'all see my streams, then y'all know why. But yeah, man, this was a good video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you can see everything that I put out. You feel me? And y'all be safe, be blessed, have a good one. You feel me? And we out, man. We out.
Yeah, she know I'm the one I go mental. How we running it, she need a medal. Niggas been in my phone, I couldn't get you.